I think the challenge is always with subscription. There's lots of challenges, but beyond like acquiring a subscriber, it's really a retention business. We really got to focus on keeping people there.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Friday Lives. Chris George here, and I got the infamous Alex Brown. I'm so lucky and grateful to have you on. Alex, what's up, man? How are you?
Oh man, I'm so good. Thanks for having me, brother.
Of course. And Alex, for everybody watching, and for those of you that are going to tune in, Alex was one of the co-founders of Dollar Beard Club. And Dollar Beard Club, in its first year of business, did $10 million in sales. Alex, really quickly, give everybody an intro that might not know you. Tell them about yourself and what you're doing now.
Yeah, so I've been in the e-com space for, I guess, like 7 years, which is crazy. Time flies. Did a bunch of crowdfunding projects, which kind of started to do better and better as you well know, learn the e-commerce ropes. You learn a lot about what doesn't work to find out what does. And then, like you said, eventually my business partners and I started Dollar Beard Club, which is now the Beard Club. And people got it right away. We made some really great content, some video content that went viral that just exploded the business. And you said we did 10 million in our first year, and we didn't have the experience level to run an 8-figure business. So that's actually where the real learning began. I thought I knew it all before then. I still don't know it all, but so we operated that business for, I guess, about 3.5 years. At that point, I kind of stepped back. I'm still, small partner in the business, but we have a really great team that's running that right now. And I started to kind of help out other brands avoid those mistakes. I guess 14 months ago now, I joined up with a good friend of mine, Steven Ezel, if you're watching, over at My Green Fills, which is a subscription business for non-toxic household cleaning products and very sustainable packaging. Really amazing products, great mission, which I love, getting behind companies that have that. And I just, dipped my toe in the water and thought I liked it. And so I've been running growth over at that business, and it's just been crazy years. You can imagine cleaning companies in the current environment are experiencing a lot of growth. We were growing a lot before that, but that certainly hit a level of growth like we saw at Beard Club, just another hockey stick. So I feel like the last 7 years of my life has just been growth experience after growth experience, and getting to a certain level and thinking that I know stuff, and then being reminded by the universe that I do not, and there's still a lot more to learn. Yep. Or things change completely, and the things that do work don't anymore. But that's kind of my e-com experience in a nutshell. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of nights pulling my hair out, and everything in between.
Congrats on all the success. You clearly got a mind for this, and that's what got me so excited to have you on. And for those of you that you guys might have seen Alex, he's spoken at our conferences in the past. Me and him have a really good relationship. We did a podcast together. And I think, Alex, what you guys have done and what you've done multiple times is like a dream for a lot of people, right? Like, have this hockey stick growth. And you've done it now twice. And so that means you didn't get lucky, right? Like you have some sort of recipe here. Let's talk about that. This year you said there was a lot of growth with My Green Fills. And you're right, COVID helped, but COVID helped everybody in the e-commerce space, right? And so now it's about like how we just sustain that. What does retention look like? But even before we get into that, because I'm excited to talk about 2021 with you. Let's talk about like what were some of the things you think worked really well that led to the success for this year for My Green Fills?
Again, it's all about growth and learning, right? And you said that I didn't just get lucky. I think that any business that does well, it's a little bit of luck at least, and sometimes it's a lot of luck. Like it's timing, it's luck, but it's also positioning and having at least a few of the things right. So as long as you can keep doing enough right to make a couple mistakes and figure out and be in the right place at the right time with the right offer, that's where you have the opportunity to kind of hit those hockey sticks, right? And those are great, but they're not very sustainable, right? As you guys have probably seen, and people that are watching this, maybe you're early into e-commerce and subscription businesses. Maybe you work with like an influencer for the first time, and you get this like wicked spike on your website. There's a bunch of people there, you get a bunch of orders, and then like the next day you're like, oh man, I need another hit. Like, what happened there, So I think it just kind of trying to keep focused on things that are truly scalable and add up over time. And that's what keeps the business going, keeps the door open, keeps building relationships with your customers, keeps building your lifetime value with them. Doing like these little things day in, day out. and just focusing on getting in that cadence of doing the work and figuring out the things that don't work and the things that do allows you to be in that right time, right place. So that's kind of what's, I can't say there's any one thing that's contributed to it, but that understanding, I think, has helped me a lot of like, hey, you're not going to get that crazy hit all the time. And that's fine, because that'll give you the boost you need to get to the next level, Right. And then it's a whole new plateau. And then it's a whole new thinking game of like, okay, now what do we do? We've tried that. Right. That worked for us last year, but it's not going to work for us this year,
I know you're a big advocate of promo calendars. Let's talk about that and what that means and why people should be doing it.
So I am an advocate of promo calendars. I think that for me, this is a newer focus. Previously, I'd gotten caught up in the craziness of every business I've been in, including My Green Phillies last year. Again, when you're experiencing so much growth, it's really easy to like take your focus off, the long term and just look at like what's right here. Right. And so a huge priority for us is to plan out the next 6 months, and then in 2 months' time, have like the following 6 months, right? And have Black Friday basically ready to go in like August, September, right? Because everyone's kind of scrambling at that last moment. And you've been part of the e-com hustle. That whole month of November is just a write-off. Like I kind of, this year I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, this is kind of like our tax season, like for an accountant, right? Like it's go time. This is the Super Bowl of e-commerce, right? So I really want to give us the best chance of success. And not only that, it's when you're growing really fast, your operations team and your manufacturing department, however you do it, if you're you have a 3PL or you're doing your own fulfillment, like you got to try and give them as much a heads up as possible. And obviously, in a perfect world, you can forecast out 6 months and what's going to happen and know what's going to happen. It's not really realistic when you're growing really fast, but you got to at least try. And so that's kind of like a promise I've made to myself, to my team, like, hey, we are going to absolutely get better. And like, so far it's already working. We're having product development conversations for products that are launching in July, August, September, trying to push hard to get a few in the next couple of months too. So yeah, it's just I guess I mentioned that when we were chatting before the call, like on our email of like, hey, this would be great. Let's chat. Was like, hey, this is something that I'm focused on now, because I've realized it's one of my weaknesses in the past is just like the things that are right in front of you, you just get caught up in and you don't end up planning.
You don't play catch up. I think it's a great lesson, right? You're not trying to play catch up and be last minute on everything.
Yeah.
What did you notice this year's Black Friday, Cyber Monday? What deals worked well? Did you do, buy this, get this free? Was it discounts? What did you see? Because I try to, like, for your business, I think it does make a lot of sense, but I try to avoid this whole major discounts thing. Like, I like to give free gift with purchase. Yours is a depleting product, so like it's good. Like you get them to try it, like use it. But what was working really well for you?
So it's interesting. Like, we typically, when we'll do offers, is buy this, get this free, because we don't love to discount. And people just love free stuff, right? So you can repurpose what's essentially like a 50% off as buy one, get one free, and it doesn't discount the value of the product. During Black Friday, we did a little bit of that, but we actually ran a 12 days of Christmas sale. So each day was a different deal of different products. It did really well, but I always want more, of course. But, like we also made it an opportunity for people to gift. Right. So people, once they checked out, they could send, they buy anywhere up to 10 gift sets. Right. The more you buy, the more you save. Right. So we actually went
to checkout. They went to a page that offered them gifts to ship out.
So part of the upsell sequence was like, hey, how many of these do you want to ship to different addresses in the US?
So smart.
Well, it was extremely manual. So it was done by our customer service team, our shipping team. But we wanted to test it out this year to see if it's worth building on a tech level next year. Like, again, kind of going back to planning. We thought because people were staying home more and a lot of people are locked in, that we'd see a lot more of the gift shipping. We actually didn't see that much of it. It wasn't a very high percentage of orders that were doing the gift shipping, which is fine because it was a heck of a crazy thing for our operations team to pull off.
I wonder if it's because of what the product was, right? So you probably typically, you're not shipping out cleaning products as a gift. Maybe that's probably a big part of it.
So we get a lot of people that love to gift this out because, especially like we sell really amazing non-toxic cleaning products. So for anyone that's like a new mom, like Aunt Peggy will buy you some like dish soap, or,
Right.
everyday cleaner, all-purpose cleaner, bathroom cleaner, stuff that's like not toxic stuff. Like people that are really interested in like taking care of their kids or their grandkids, they love this stuff. They love to send it as gifts. But that being said, I think what we learned from this year, again, it did really well, but I thought it'd be sort of like off the charts really well, right? I was thinking like trying to plan that timing thing, right? So like we've got the lockdowns, people can't visit their family over the holidays. They're going to want to send gifts to their family through the mail. So let's try this. And it didn't really pan out, but fortunately our crew loves us, our customers love us. So they still bought a lot of it. And they still got gift boxes with it. So they were still able to give it away and pass it out. But what we learned was like how I would do this next year is to do sort of a pre-Black Friday sale. Because I don't know if you saw that, like a lot of brands are getting earlier and earlier on for Black Friday. So now it's like Black Friday month, more or less. That's what I think you'll see next year. But I'd like to do something pre-Black Friday that's kind of gifting focused. So it's like maybe just 2 or 3 offers instead of 12. That was a lot of offers too. I want to show them what they all are, so they're not kind of waiting to see what's next. And then for Black Friday itself, I want to just like, bless our customers up and be like, hey, here's your big deal for the year, right? Here's a couple of great big deals, 4 or 5 offers. Pick which one you love, stock up and save, sort of thing. And then as soon as December hits again, it's another excuse to go, hey, still haven't got a gift yet. Like here are some new gift things. So I would break it up into 3 instead of kind of just doing one big one. That's kind of, I don't know, at least where my mind's at. We can have this call January 8th, 2022, and I'll tell you if it worked.
Sure. You know what's interesting? I wonder if you should try something. I know this worked well with either Blue Apron or HelloFresh, but I wonder if you took the customers that have the highest LTV with you, right? Let's say they've been 6 month, 12 month, whatever the case may be. And you were to reach out to that group and say, hey, because you've been such a great long time subscriber, here's a bottle of dish soap or whatever that you can gift for free. And right now you're like, yeah, there's an acquisition cost there, but there's going to be a metric. You're going to give out 200 of those gifts, and you're going to be able to identify that any of those people then sign up because they got awareness to it. Because I think that's what Blue Apron or HelloFresh did, where they said, you've been with us for so long, here's one meal to send to somebody. Yeah. And then, so it's interesting. I don't know if you've ever tried that, but it's just something that I thought of right now.
I think that's really cool. I like that idea.
Yeah, it could work. I think anybody listening, like anything, like even if it was like, when we
probably try that. You don't even need it to be holiday time. You could do it anytime.
Right? Yeah. Like, because if you think, like, I was thinking about this, like on the gentleman's box side, and I just like, even on that side, right? Like, let's say it's $29 a month box, but of course we have our costs in there that are like 13, right? Yep. And it's like, if I ship out 10 of those and we get 2 signups, I'll take a $50 acquisition. Like,
oh yeah.
Hey, right.
Plus
like,
it's not like you're just giving that money to Mark Zuckerberg either. Like you're getting product into people's hands, which is, I would always prefer. That's why we love giving, free product as an incentive too. Right. Yeah. It's just, it's awesome. Like if you have a good product, you're going to get more out of that in the long run too.
Especially if it's something that you think they need to try, right? Like if they need to try it and use it and they love it, like boom, like get this in their hands. And like what's nice is you could send them like a single item, like, hey, here's a free, whatever these hand wipes. I'm looking at your site now, but like here's this, like give it to somebody, enter their address, and boom, we're gonna ship it to them from you. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So something that we did that is now proving to have returns over time too. So with all of these gift sets, like say someone would buy a quantity of 1 gift set, a quantity of 3, 5, or 10. So the people who bought 5 gift sets would get either them all shipped to their house, all within their own nice box, kind of gift wrap sticker, or they could send them out, like I said, which wasn't really heavily used. We did though is like we add a really nice postcard, right? Which is like, someone loves you. This is what the gift is like. So again, like if you get 5 gift box to your house and you're just trying to stock up for yourself, you're probably going to give 1 to someone because you're like, I got to do this. Like I got a great deal. So we know that there is a hell of a lot more gifting than the stats on shipping elsewhere showed us. But that like really nice insert also had like, hey, this is the gift that keeps on giving. Like here's 100 freeloads of non-toxic laundry wash when you sign up today. And there was, you have to buy some other products, but It's like our best offers giving, the free laundry wash when they buy a bundle of products, right? And we've just seen, like, looking at our campaign stats, like it just keeps coming in, like trickling. It's not a massive number, but those inserts paid for themselves like 100-fold now. It was just like, it was really good too. It gave people a good brand experience. They're like learned a bit more about the company if they got it as a gift, all that stuff. So I think one of the things too that I really want to get better at this year is like kind of printed materials. We've got inserts that we put into boxes, but I want to get like to the level of seasonality, right? So for our subscribers, like, there's the spring, the fall, the summer. What are the 4 seasons? Winter. I'm in Canada right now, so I'm experiencing that one pretty hard. And just kind of start to bring more seasonality into it. And then same thing, like we do sell non-subscription products and sort of like wow offers with our affiliates and with our partners, just to kind of get people introduced to the brand. We started, having really nice inserts that are like, hey, like, here's that same laundry offer. You came in on this, fruit and veggie spray. But now, like, here, try this out. Here's a really good offer. But also, like, here's who we are, what we stand for. There's a lot of conscious capital tie-ins to this business and our supply chain to help women get out of sexual slavery in Southeast Asia and give them jobs making products. So there's a lot of ministry work the company does. So we highlight that. So people are like, oh, I didn't just buy fruit and veggie wash. I bought a product from a company that's reducing waste. It's really non-toxic, good for the planet, and it gives back to the world, right? So that makes people feel good when they get that, and inspires them to take the next step with the company. So, I mean, subscriptions are always best. Oh.
Yeah, for sure. Better than e-commerce. Yeah. I'm glad you're saying that, because I firmly believe every brand should have some sort of subscription model. Like, you can't replace the number of transactions that you'll get on a subscription model than you would versus e-commerce. And you're providing them an experience that they can't get on a retail level. Like, they should be doing it, right?
Yeah. I think the challenge is always with subscription. There's lots of challenges, but beyond like acquiring a subscriber, like, and this is one of the biggest things learned at Beard Club is like, it's really a retention business too. Just as much as it's like people get amped about like, yeah, let's have all these subscribers. As we were like going like this with Beard Club, we were like, yeah, more people, and weren't even really paying attention to the people that were just exiting through the back door in droves, right? Because our growth numbers are so strong. Once we hit like saturation, then we're like, oh wow, we're just kind of like treading water, and we start to hit that plateau that a lot of companies hit, right? And plateaus are kind of natural as you grow, but you've really got to be focused on providing like, either extra benefits or like, what you guys did at Gentleman's Block, where you're providing a ton of value for less money. And it's like, there's lots that have surprise components. There's an experience, there's membership benefits, and, free products, trying new things out. Like, you've really, really got to focus on keeping people there. It's hard enough to get a customer, and it's getting more and more expensive. Like, really focusing on how to keep them is just a huge part of subscription.
I'm convinced, because I don't think we didn't touch retention for probably 2 years at Gentleman. I'm convinced we cost ourselves millions, like, because we didn't even have like a win back plan. Like, we had no win back series they went into. Their cards declined. We're just like, all right, like we weren't even thinking about it. And so I'm glad you brought that up. Before we get off here, what's the future look like to you? Because I'm seeing a few things, and I have some hypotheses here. One, I think Instagram's adding a feature about shop, which is going to make things, I think, a game changer, where they're going to be allowing you to like actually purchase it through Instagram, and your credit card information is already there. So it's like, boom, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about. And I'm also reading some stuff about like, basically like, think of like Home Shopping Network, but online, right? Like, so imagine you guys get online, and you're like, boom, from 2 o'clock to 12 o'clock, we got My Green Phil's deals of the day.
Yeah.
You're selling. I mean, what are your thoughts? I see some of that. I have a feeling some of that's going to happen now with the digital space.
Yeah, I think that, again, going back to what we were just talking about, of like, if you have a really great experience, like with your subscription component of your business, like I'm down to try any and all channels of acquiring customers and getting that first tip of the iceberg, which is them trying your product, right? And once that happens, right, as long as you have the right calls to action to bring back to that nucleus of subscription, like, I'm game for anything. Like, buying right from Instagram probably isn't gonna help our subscription business, but it's gonna help get products in people's hands We throw that, insert in there that tells them about the business and what they've supported, and, boom, we have a chance to get them back. So to me, like, I really think it's important to diversify away from, we built Beard Club almost exclusively on Facebook and Instagram, right? And the at the time we did it in 2015, we launched, such a thing as organic reach was possible, right? It wasn't necessarily pay to play. If you had good content, people would share it, it would be seen, right? And now that's just not a reality. But it's getting even more and more competitive and harder to acquire customers and to retain them, based on the current financial situation of many people out there. But there's so many channels that I think it's just really important to diversify and start to experiment with new things. So that's something that we're doing in 2021 as well. It's like, where are the other spots we could chase people around, for lack of better words?
Well, no, I like that. I mean, the top of the funnel traffic has to be diverse, because if 80 or 90% of your traffic's coming from Facebook, this, they change one algorithm or one one campaign gets stale, like CACs are flying through the roof, acquisitions down, and you're sitting there like with your like tail between your legs, like what just happened? So you're right. It's got to come from influencer. It's got to come from social. It's got to come from direct mail, maybe, right? Like you might start seeing that happen again. Getting super creative with referral agreements and gifting.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say, like, the referral agreements, I think, are really important. I really think what's underutilized, especially in kind of like the traditional e-com space, where, you start out, like I got introduced to the world of like affiliate marketing and, publishers building this massive email list, and they don't even have a product, and they're just making like 200 grand a month cash. Like it happens with a lot of people. You obviously have to be good at that. You have to have the right team, and you have to have the right things to say. I made it sound fantastic. There's a lot of broke internet bloggers out there, right? But, there are a lot of people that are hungry to make cash right now, right? And there's a lot of people, if you have a really good product, like they'll get behind it, right? There's a lot of other e-com brands and products that are very similar to what you're offering that you could offer to your tribe to make some extra cash, to, get a little bit more in the bank to stock up for Black Friday inventory, right? So I think affiliate marketing is really underutilized. I didn't have a lot of experience in the industry. Steve and my partners just like been amazing. He's built My Green Fills almost entirely on the back of affiliate marketing. He's just got amazing relationships with amazing influencers, health and wellness influencers that love the products. They promote it and they built the business. Now we're at the point where we're really putting a lot more resources into Facebook and Instagram and like Pinterest, YouTube, diversifying, of course. But there's a lot people can add to their business just by like aligning with partners. And there's a lot of division in the world right now. So be one of the people who aligns with people and pays dividends.
I don't remember the number. I think it was like 150 million new online buyers, like from COVID, right? So like, as there's competition, you're seeing new eyeballs. And so we gotta move fast and get in front of them, because they're spending more time on social, which means there's new eyeballs on social. So we need to get back to them. We might have to start some campaigns that hit those old demographics that went stale, because like all of a sudden there's like 10 million new, 40 to 50-year-old moms, like, right? Like they might want that product. So,
and try new offers. Try new offers to the people, like to the older people, right? Like, if you only have one product, like, if you usually sell it for $50, try one where you're like, hey, buy one for $50 and get another one free. And maybe it costs you like 15 or 20, but I'll give that cost of goods sold up if it means that my cost for acquiring a customer plummets, right? It's tough in the subscription space where you're like, you don't want to give out too much product so people unsubscribe, right? So if you only have one product, it's a lot tougher there, but like just play with what your offer is and make sure that it's relevant to the people that it's going to.
Right. Well, it's also a good strategy if you've got extra inventory. We all deal with that, right? Like all these subscription, they're dealing with extra inventory. Like if you can, so it's a good way to move that. Hey, Alex, this was awesome. I know before we go and jump off here, you're running an accelerator. Why don't you tell everybody about that?
Yeah, so I'm running an accelerator in collaboration with the Entrepreneurship Center, actually at the college I went to when I was young. I'm back in Canada right now until probably February. when I'll head back to the States. But yeah, so it's all online. I did a really great session of it last year. I only do it in collaboration with the college now because I used to kind of do the training full time, but I like running brands more. But anyway, so we do this a couple times a year. It's 8 weeks. We do some one-on-one time. There's a complete online platform with 60 hours of training. And then through the 8 weeks, we do team calls. So diving into everything from customer acquisition stuff we talked about, retention, but also some of like the unsexy kind of nerdy parts of the business where it's like, optimizing operations, finance. So really like all the pillars that you need to build a business, kind of diving into each one of those and having a chance to ask me questions on the things that I've done right and the many things I haven't. So yeah, it's a combination of one-on-one, group, and online learning. It's financed heavily by the college, so it's a very low cost to you. So we are starting January 18th. So I apologize if you're watching this on the 19th or beyond, but we will do another one so you can join the waiting list. But
how can they get involved? How can they reach out to you, or how can they get involved? They want
so they could reach out to e-commerce rockstars on Facebook, or find me on Facebook or Instagram, like anything like that. But if you find the e-commerce rockstars page on Facebook, I'll make sure to throw up a link for that.
Love it. And anybody that watches this video, if you got questions, feel free to comment on them. Me and Alex can look and answer them after this. And as always, if you need anything from me, you know how to reach me, Chris at SUBTA. Be sure to check out every Friday at 2 o'clock. Also, SUBTA Studios has got some new content on YouTube, so check that out. Alex, thank you.
When are we getting a live event, man?
Oh my gosh,
I miss community.
Ugh. I'm hoping for September or October. I'm hoping.
Awesome, man.
I'm
I'll
hoping,
keep my fingers crossed.
We're pushing for it. So, Alex, you're the man. Thanks so much. Let's chat soon, and I can't wait to get together again, grab a drink, me and you.
Likewise, brother. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.